Now, I know a lot of people are going to have trouble believing this, but using AirPods to edit your YouTube videos can actually lead to slower growth, less video views, and less success on YouTube. And just hear me out. I know you're going to think this sounds crazy. How is that possible? But it is something that has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happening to a number of other YouTubers out there, particularly people just starting out or trying to build their channel. The first thing we need to recognize is that audio, the quality of your audio in your YouTube video is actually more important than the quality of your video, because people are more likely to watch a video that has good audio but maybe imperfect video quality than they are to watch a sort of really perfect, sharp, detailed image, perfectly lit with really poor audio quality. Now, how can it be that using AirPods to edit your audio is going to lead to sort of fewer views and less success on YouTube? To start with, we really need to know what our audio sounds like so we can get the best audio in our videos. When we look at the way that YouTube analyzes our videos, keeping in mind that better quality audio is going to keep people watching longer if everything else is equal. We got the same content, we got the same thumbnail, we might even have the same microphones, the same setup, but our audio quality is a little bit better in one video than another. And that leads us to a little bit longer audience retention. YouTube takes that as a sign that it is a better video. And when that happens, what YouTube does is they put it in front of more people. It comes up higher in the search results, it comes up higher in the browse features, or they put it in more people's home pages. So YouTube actually uses audience retention to determine the value of a video and how often that they should put it in front of people and give them the opportunity to click. So the better audio you have, the more people watch, the longer they watch, the more people that YouTube is going to put it in front of. Now, where the AirPods come in is, and we'll talk about the three different types of AirPods that are out there right now. We've got sort of the AirPod original generation, Gen 1 and 2. We got the AirPod Gen 3, and we got the AirPod Pros. Now, if we look at AirPod Gen 1 and 2, those headphones actually are missing out on a whole bunch of the frequencies in the spectrum, particularly at the low end. They're very sort of mid-forward, so voices have a tendency to sort of stand out over music, and you've got a really sort of muffled or decreased or less bass in those headphones. That means that you're not actually hearing the audio that has been recorded. The actual headphones themselves aren't properly representing the audio that you recorded and that you're publishing to YouTube. And what this means is somebody that's got a good set of headphones, or a set of headphones that delivers a stronger bass response, or somebody who's listening in their car or on a high quality TV or in high quality headphones is actually hearing something completely different to what you're hearing. And with those headphones in particular, the two things that I see is, one, if you're using background music, you almost always get the actual background music too loud compared to the sound of the voice or the vocal that's going over top. That's one. The other one is because those headphones are so sort of anemic in bass and they're not really giving you a strong bass response, if you were editing your audio, or if you just have the audio right out of the camera, to actually make those sound good, or that audio to sound good in those headphones, you're gonna have to have a lot of bass. But when somebody listens in better headphones, you end up with too much bass and it just overrides everything. So with those headphones, they don't actually give you the proper frequency response of what the recording is. You're getting something totally different. Now, when we look at the AirPod Gen 3 and we look at the AirPod Pro, we kind of almost have the opposite problem. Those headphones are designed to really make everything sound good. They have some really smart technology where they actually have an equalizer and they have smart features. They are actually listening back to the audio, the way it's playing and bouncing around in your ears themselves. And it's tuning the audio to make it sound its best for all different people. And this has a tendency to cover up the flaws of any sort of audio setup. So in the first one, you're not getting a true representation because those headphones don't sound very good, and they're not giving you all the information you need to edit your audio properly. But when you look at the sort of the AirPod Gen 3 and the AirPod Pro, what you're actually getting is headphones that are trying to make your poor quality audio sound better than what it is. So on both of those levels, you don't actually know what your audio sounds like when you're publishing it to YouTube if you're only using AirPods to edit your audio and listen to your audio before publishing. Now, the solution to this is there's headphones made by a number of manufacturers out there, and they're either called studio monitoring headphones or monitoring headphones or editing headphones. And what these headphones are designed to do is give you the most true representation of the audio that you recorded. Not try to make it sound any better, not try to make it sound any worse, just sound completely neutral. And this gives us a starting point, so then when we listen to audio on any other device out there, maybe one has a more bass response or a less bass response, we're at least starting at a neutral level. This should put us in a position where our audio sounds reasonably good, regardless of what interface or what speaker or what headphone we're actually listening on. And I've used a number of different editing headphones over the years, but recently I was sent out what is a reasonably budget-friendly set of headphones, and that is these Rode NTH100 headphones. Now, these were sent out by Rode to me just for the purpose of testing. They didn't ask me to make a video about it. They just said, hey, see if you like them. But I think I've been using them for about 6 months now. And these are definitely the best editing headphones I've ever used. They're also very affordable, which I think is important, particularly for people of this channel and people who are just starting out with making YouTube videos. And I find particularly for sort of voices and dialogue and actually balancing sort of the sound of my voice when I have an underlying music track, I'm getting a super true representation. And anytime that I've edited my audio with these headphones and then just sort of came across listening it on a phone or a good set of speakers or sort of in a car or something like that, I'm getting good quality audio in all of those different situations because I've started at a very neutral point. Now, not only are these like sort of great editing headphones, they got a couple of features which is pretty cool. One is if you're editing your audio, you're gonna be wearing sort of headphones like this for a long time, and they've got this like super soft, squishy pads on them. It also has something they call like cool comfort gel or something like that, because your ears can get super hot being sort of enclosed in the headphones for a long period of time. This actually sort of takes that heat, and rather than building it up, it sort of dissipates it like a radiator. So you get sort of quite a cool effect, and you can wear them for a long period of time, and they're very, very comfortable. The other thing that's really cool for me particularly is when I'm editing, often I have my headphones actually running in to my audio interface, and it isn't on the same side of the desk where most headphones actually put their headphone out cable. With these headphones, you can actually switch the cable to either side. So whichever side of your desk you actually are plugging the headphone cable into, you can switch to that side so it's not going in front of you when you're typing or using the keyboard. The other thing that they've just come up with is you can actually add a microphone to the other side. So you can use these for sort of live streaming, or you can use them for voiceovers. And so this is removable, it can come on and off, and it just uses that spare port as a microphone. So I've been using this sort of when I'm out on the road and I'm editing, and I'm in a situation where I'm editing a video and I forgot to do my voiceover and I don't have any sort of good voiceover type microphones. In a pinch, I will just use this, and this will be the way I do my voiceover. So I'm editing, I record voiceover, all I gotta do is plug this thing in. I don't have to get out a different microphone or anything like that. And here's how this microphone sounds if you're using it for voiceover. Now, at first I just saw it as sort of an emergency option for when I'm editing videos and I don't have a proper voiceover microphone with me, but I've actually found that it sounds so good, particularly with a little bit of editing, that I actually don't mind using it all. And at times now I actually use it as my first choice just because it's so convenient. So I'm sure there's tons of people out there like myself that have been editing with sort of AirPods, whether it be Gen 1, Gen 2, the Pros, Gen 3, what have you. It's not that it's guaranteed that you're gonna get bad audio. It's the fact that you actually have no idea what your audio actually sounds like. And that is the problem. You might fluke it and have good audio quality and it might sound perfect, but the fact is, if you're using these type of headphones to edit your audio for your YouTube videos, you actually don't know what it sounds like. And that can be a huge problem for your channel growth, your video views, and your long-term growth on YouTube. So if you've got one tip from this video, go get yourself a good pair of studio monitor headphones. And if you want to check out the Rode NTH100 headphones, I will put a link in the description down below. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.